oh, come, Emmanuel, and ransom captive Israel.
Hey, Errol. Greetings, family, and welcome to another episode of Wake Up Africa. This is my co-host, Errol. That's the chicken we're going to eat for Christmas. I'm just joking. I really do pray, family. Off, Errol. Come on. Off. I really do pray, family, that you are very well in all your ways and that you're moving into living life very much on your own terms, in your own narrative, and that you have disconnected from the... And that you have disconnected, family, from all the programming of Babylon, from all the foreign indoctrination, because the world, the powers that be and the powers that were and the incoming powers are preparing for a massive transition of power in 2025, and we can see the ground being set. I'm not sure if you watched the mega ritual that was the Notre Dame reopening, family. And in case you don't know Notre Dame, Our Lady, I told you, we're in the return of the Black Madonna family, and they're also trying to bring in their Madonna. And so Notre Dame actually happens to be allegedly the headquarters of the Eastern Star. And in case you don't know, the Eastern Star is the female version of the Masons. And the interesting thing is, a lot of people who were at the Notre Dame opening said it felt like a new building, it felt like a new dispensation. First of all, when it burnt down, Macron actually talked about rebuilding the temple, rebuilding the cathedral in 5 years. And then now, as they were talking about it, they were saying that it took exactly 5 years, 550 million, and like 500 workers were in the reconstruction process. And you see 555 everywhere. Family tells you that they're sending a certain message, and it's all about symbolism with these highly occult people that rule the world. And in fact, if you're not highly occult, you can never rule anything. But those are stories for other days. And so they talked about how 5 is the number of change, and so 555 basically means a total transformation, family. And the interesting thing with the rebuilding of the temple, because what I'm seeing, family, is that you see Babylon and Rome love to imitate us, and they love to mimic the Bible and the chosen people's movements. Because you see, in Revelations, it talks about how before the man of perdition or the Antichrist or whoever walks onto the scene, there would be a rebuilding of the temple. What if the rebuilding of the temple is Notre Dame, or they're mimicking that? I know they say it was supposed to be in Israel, and Israel is not in the Middle East. Israel is actually on the motherland. And I do actually know that there will be a rebuilding, not just of the temple, but of palaces and kingdoms and queendoms across the motherland. Because we never worship. Yeah, anyway, I'm not going to get too into that, family. But for me, when I watched the Notre Dame reopening and how it was a phoenix moment, and how everyone is saying that the cathedral looks totally different, because before it had hundreds and hundreds, 500 or 600 years old of like soot from the candles and everything. So whenever you walked in there, it was extremely dark, it was eerie, it had this spiritual vibe. And now they've basically cleaned that all. They replaced the altar. And one thing that I caught is like they replaced the altar with a very basic, like, bowl with a cross. Oh, shit. Hello? Good morning. I'm good.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, Africa.
And they actually replaced the original altar, which had a lot of intricate details, with basically like this bowl with a cross, which confirms what a lot of us so-called conspiracy theorists have been saying for so long, is that a lot of the buildings that are in Europe right now, that are major monuments, were not built by the citizens of that nation. They were actually part of a previous, you need to go and do your research if you haven't on Tartaria, the Empire of Tartaria family. And so they don't have the technology to even build, or even the mental capacity to build the buildings that we see today. That's why we see that with our skyscrapers and modern buildings, it's become very, very basic. And they've tried to say it's modernism, it's simplism or whatever. But it's actually a sign, if you look really deep, that they don't have the knowledge and the know-how and the technology to build something. They could not build the Notre Dame from scratch if they had to build it today. So it was like they scrubbed off whatever spirit was there, whatever the temple was about. They literally cleaned it all, family. And then they replaced candles. And if you know anything about candles, candles are very spiritual. Candles represent the fire nation. And, you know, and can you imagine the prayers that have gone up with all those candles for hundreds and hundreds of years were just wiped clean. And they replaced the candles with what looks like LED lights. So instead of the place being kind of mystical and a bit dark, now it's extremely bright with these LED lights. If you know anything about LED lights and how it affects your eyes, how it affects your body, it's like there has been a shift in Notre Dame. There's been a spiritual shift, family. From the spirit that was there, the Our Lady that was there, the Sacred Mother that was worshipped there, and the new Sacred Mother that has been brought in by, I don't even know if it's Rome or if it's the New World Order, because one thing I found very interesting is that the Pope actually refused to attend the event, family. And I found that he declined his invitation. So I think the place was opened by the bishops of Notre Dame or whatever. It was also ironic that the very first people to enter the temple were Macron and his male wife or whatever, you know, the first transgender couple, whatever. There's been so much a scandal on that in France, family, where she, you know, his husband was proved to be a man and all those things. And they were the first ones to go through the threshold. And even when you see how it's opening, it was like the priest or the preacher man, you can see it here, the way he was banging on that door. It was like he was opening up a new portal. And then they showed the statue of Notre Dame or the mother or the Immaculate, whoever, Virgin Mary, whatever, being brought back, and there was a whole visual of her being brought back into the hall. Also notable was that Trump made a last-minute appearance, and ironically, he wasn't wearing a blue tie, he wasn't wearing a red tie, he was wearing a very bright yellow tie, which if you know, you know. And thirdly, even Elon Musk made a surprise appearance. Although now they say, you know, wherever you see Trump, you'll see Musk. But he also made a surprise last-minute, entrance into the hall. William of England was also there. And it was a ritual, family, for the brotherhood. Now, I keep telling you that these brotherhoods are at war. Trump is part of the Scottish Rite. He's part of like one wing of the of the Masons. And, you know, there's another wing, and sometimes they're clashing a little bit. But it was very interesting to see. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments. I'm definitely going to do a couple more shows on this. But they have installed their false Notre Dame, their false mother. And they actually opened a temple. They created a new altar for a new spiritual being to take up dwelling there. Because a lot of the people who used to visit Notre Dame in the past said the energy has totally changed. It's become a bit more museum-like. Everyone can see everyone. The lights are bright. The whole place, they've washed off all the different stained glass and everything, family. So it is literally a new temple and a new altar. Now, the question we should be asking is, what altar was it? Because remember, Notre Dame is also connected to the Statue of Liberty. Or is this the New World Order temple from one angle? There's a lot more I can deduce, family, and I probably will. So make sure you're subscribed to this channel and to Dr. Mumbi Spirituals. And thanks to every single person that supports us on Patreon and enables us to continue to bring the awakening news to our people. And everyone who sends us love donations through PayPal, we love you so much. And there is an amazing gift for you in the mail. Until next time, family. Tuko pamoja. To all the dispossessed youth of Africa, for perpetuation of communion with ancestral spirits through the fight for African freedom, and in the firm faith that the dead, the living, and the unborn will unite to build the destroyed.